In 2009, Stansted Airport in London had to repaint something overnight due to forces beyond its control. It will be 56 years before they'll have to do that again. What was it, and why had it changed?
56 years from 2009 or from now?
From 2009. I assume, actually. I don't know the answer to that. It'll be a while. It'll be the middle of the century before they have to do that.
So they have to repaint for something that seems like it might happen periodically. Every 56-ish years, something happens. It's like, well, can't control it. Got to repaint an airport. Hey, Tom, I think you may have read the question wrong because that doesn't make any sense.
Also, how many airports does London have? I didn't realise I'd be finding a new one.
There's a Jay Foreman video all about this, but the Heathrow, Gatwick, Luton, Stansted, technically Southend, I think that's closed now. And if you really, really push it, Oxford, which for a while tried to be London Oxford Airport, and they're not fooling anyone. Oh, also London City. So at least 5, maybe more.
Too many airports.
Yes.
Did they repaint the inside or the outside?
It's outside.
Okay. Outside.
But I'm feeling cryptic vibes here. Would other airports have had to change whatever this is, do you reckon?
This is less cryptic vibes and me just avoiding giving too much of a clue too early. There is a certain demographic of my listeners right now that know this because of someone else's video and will be spending the next 5 minutes or so just repeatedly screaming it at the speaker. So good luck.
So we're just telling on ourselves.
Well, yeah, that's a good question, Amelie, that it's outside or inside. Because like outside, you can start to think about like weather or things that happened, like something from the outside that is like caused, like it could have been damage in some form that they have to paint over.
Yeah.
Like every 56 years, a particular comet flies overhead and the color of the comet mixes with the color of the paint and the paint shrivels and burns away. And they said, why did we use comet paint? And then they fix it and then they painted the same comet paint. I don't know why they wouldn't just use normal paint, but 56 years later, they're going to have to do it again.
So, Bill, obviously none of that's right. That's not even close. But on a purely like
spiritual level?
Yes, on a spiritual level, you are closer than you think.
Unbelievable.
When you say forces beyond their control...
Does that have anything to do with birds? I don't know why I have a bird vibe.
Birds jumped into my head as well. I pictured like a migration.
The 56-year migration patterns.
Yeah, that flies right over the airport and all the birds poop at once and covers the airport. Yeah, right. It's like all these Canada geese every 56 years think, let's go to London. That'd be nice. It's been 56 years. They fly over and they poop on an airport.
I mean, there are those insects, there's cicadas, like locust things that hatch every 7 or 13 years. So it's not completely out the question that. Unfortunately
every
not.
56 years, the goose trees hatch and all the geese come out.
Also, I think those cicadas are based on prime numbers. I think it's 7 and 13 because it means that they don't tend to interact with cycles of predators or something like that. I remember something vaguely about that.
That's good.
It's actually just because they're big nerds. All cicadas, huge nerds.
So my one thought, and I'm a little bit afraid because this is going into areas that I don't know very well, but we seem to be pinpointing the word forces, so I wondered, is this magnetic shifts or something? Is this when the poles change?
Oh, what? What, and it strips the paint from the building?
No,
or
that's not what I meant.
No, because they're painted for like...
To use a soccer metaphor, that was a perfect cross from the corner into the 9-yard box. You're right there, and just completely swings and misses, and it goes off into the crowd.
So you actually think it's about like painting to line up with the magnetic, to like what New North is, because it's like North is slightly different.
Something like that.
Yes, that's the forces beyond their control. So what are they painting and why?
We know that they're painting the outside of the airport, but you want us to be more specific?
No, they're painting something.
Oh no, they're painting something else.
They're painting a specific... They're not just, oh, God, the magnetic poles have shifted a little. We're going to have to whitewash the outside of the airport again. This is a very specific thing that's being painted.
Okay. Allow me to take a dip into the pool of Tom Scott viewers that he was talking about earlier. I think are the ones who are also CGP Grey viewers.
There we go.
I feel like
We have seen
CGP
this.
Grey did a fantastic video, but it was all about like the very specific ways in which runways are marked and numbered and painted. And it's to do with north-south orientation and angles and all that sort of nonsense. So when it changes, I guess they have to update their runways to be like, oh, okay, hey, all of your equipment says something different now. Let me fix the runways.
Yeah, you can't go on runway 36 if you're coming in at a bearing of 38 now or something.
Yeah, you've got it. So runway numbers are based on the compass bearings that they're on. So if it's a bearing of 234, they'll round it to 230 and then drop the 0. So that would be 23. And then occasionally the magnetic North Pole will move enough that the airport has to go out, scrub off the old runway number and paint in 22 or 24 or something like that because it doesn't match up anymore.